something about that beat. You like it? Hey. It's like a little jazz to it. A little mellow, little.
It's like cookout.
Okay.
Sort of walking in the backyard. Oh, they having a cookout. We made it to the right address. You know.
To me, it sounds like a grand opening, like a restaurant.
That too. Come on in.
Dinner for two.
Do you have a reservation?
Yeah.
It should give us a good vibe anyway. It's a good vibe. I don't feel violent. I don't want to knuck if you buck.
Right.
So it works for me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shady Talk Wednesday. It's that time of the month that we talk shady. Today, I would like to introduce my special guest that I have with me, Miss Mary Jane.
Yes, that's me. Hold your applause. Come on. But yes.
So, Mary, do you want to introduce the topic that we're going to be talking about today?
Yes. First of all, thank you for having me.
Okay.
It's been a long time. I have so much I want to share. I know this is going to be good.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a lot.
I'm excited.
I've been through a lot, but I ain't sharing none of it. I'm just here to, talk about what we're going to talk about. And that is, do you have any expectations for family, friends, or your mate? And what do you think they're obligated or supposed to do as people that you claim to be your friend, that are your family, and the person you brings into your life is your mate? What role do you think they should play?
Oh, that's a deep conversation. But before we get into the conversation, I want to thank you for this wine.
Thank you.
Muscat.
Yeah. I doubt if you're going to drink it. That's why you supplied me with water.
No.
Because you tried to trick me.
No, and also, guys, look what Miss Mary Jane also bought for me on the show.
I came bearing gifts.
My
I did.
mug. Oh, look at this.
Yes.
My shady mug. How pretty. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We're also going to get into this.
Yeah.
We're going to get into your
There's
business.
a whole story of why you even have a mug today.
I know.
Because the old me would have bought a styrofoam cup.
I know. Listen, I'll be 45 next month, so I am trying to do a little upgrading.
Yeah.
I'm trying. It's just that I think now with me turning 45 too, I get tired quicker. So
yeah, I have a.
But I'm gonna take a little bit of the wine.
I'm gonna challenge you to that though,
Yeah,
and you should drink it out of your new cup.
Yeah, I am.
I'm gonna remind you. I'm gonna tell Siri to set a timer.
Okay, let me see.
Oh, now?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Is this something I gotta pop?
No, we didn't win a championship, right?
Okay. All right.
No.
All right.
We did.
All right.
We're gonna. I'll start you off with a shot.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring you some
I don't
coffee,
want to nod off here.
coffee or tea.
Yeah, that might have would have worked.
Coffee?
Yes, every day. Let me see what it tastes like. It's cool. It's cool.
Not sweet.
It's
Tart.
cool. You know what it is? I just like anything that I drink. I like it to be very cold.
Okay.
But this was a nice.
That's why I said the
gesture.
old me would have pulled up with an ice cup.
I know.
Darn it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this.
I guess I shouldn't have changed everything.
No, this is good. Got my little cup. But the next time I'm gonna have my tea up in here.
Thank you. I'll bring you some tea bags and probably another cup.
Decaf.
Because you already contaminated that with alcohol, so you want one to be your alcohol cup and then your teacup.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
but that's pretty cool. I gotta get a little ice maker in here, but
Yeah. Or I can always pull up with the 50-cent cup.
okay, that works.
I can do
Because that
that.
come with ice, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
And a
what you do.
lid.
But thank you so much. I appreciate such lovely
Yeah.
gifts you brought to
Thank you,
the
thank
Shady
you.
Talk Wednesday.
Thank you.
How about your cup? What's in there?
It's in my cup.
Oh, is that real ice? Or is-
No, it's not. It's fake ice.
Oh, wow. How cute. I like that.
So I created this too because this is what I do now.
Okay.
It's create things.
Wow.
I've tapped into my creative side, and I'm grateful for that. On a serious note, this is what I do. Make money off of it. Takes time away. It's very, very therapeutic, and that's what I do.
I love it. I
Yep.
love it all. Thank you so much for
You
sharing
are
that. We're going to get
welcome.
into that, though.
Yes.
We have to. It's a must.
What I'm trying to share. Sorry, guys. If I
It's-
don't seem like I'm engaged, I'm trying to share.
It's a must. See, that's what I'm saying. Things like that, as far as expectation, I feel like that's a must that I do for a sister girl, somebody who I feel like is getting yourself out there as far as business, something that you are telling me that you enjoy doing, something that you're telling me it makes money, something that you're telling me it keeps you happy.
Right.
So to me, I feel like that's a must. That's an expectation that you can expect for me to do just because of me knowing of you. And I feel that that's something I want to do.
So you kind of feel obligated, like, if this is what she's doing to make money, she's talking about it. As her friend, her homie, I'm supposed to go ahead and share. Which I wouldn't say you're supposed to, but if I show the same love, and that's the thing with
Right.
let's get right into it.
Okay.
That's the thing with expectations. Some people will expect things from people who've never done anything for them because that's where the spirit of entitlement comes in.
Okay.
So we have to remember that word too. Remember the word entitlement.
Okay.
Because some people feel entitled. So
Okay.
put that in the back of your
Okay.
mind. Because that's going to circle back around to who deserves what and who doesn't.
Right.
So when it comes to obligation, are you obligated to go ahead and post what I do? If I show you the same love? Absolutely.
Absolutely. And guess what? I also feel like I said, if you're a friend of me, if you're a friend of mine's, you're family to me, you're a mate of mine's, I do feel like I'm obligated to put the pressure out there for you. Like I said, I just explained the reasons why I feel obligated to do that from the heart. Now, if you're somebody that I really don't know, which I still would promote when I see people doing something, but I just couldn't see, okay, let's say me and you, we don't see each other often, but we do know each other. We do know that we had a great friendship. We have a good friendship.
Right.
So when I see that you're doing something and I feel like it's productive, me personally, I want to promote it. I want to share it. And here's the thing that I feel about social media when it comes to sharing and things like that. It's a button. And I also feel like, I don't know if it's just because I'm on the business side of things that people don't understand. And also, I really can't say that it is a business side of things because that's just me personally, who I am as a person. But I know somebody from the business side can also understand too. Whenever somebody I feel like is getting into a business, have a business, doing something, trying to get somewhere, we should want to promote that, especially if we know one another.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that you're supposed to take every day out of your day to throw your friends and your family all over your page. But here's my thing. If there's a platform that I feel like my friend, my family, my mate can use that can help her prosper or help her get to a place where she needs to get to, and it's a platform that I'm right there on it, why wouldn't I want to share that?
I agree. And to support that, if you're not a person who's regularly on social media, because let's
Right.
give some people the benefit of the doubt.
I agree.
Some people post and go. Some people you go to see like, oh, I wonder how they doing. You see they haven't posted since 2020. Regardless of what our friendship or relationship is, there's not to say an excuse, but there's an excuse for you because
Right.
excuse me. There's an excuse for you because you're not really live. You're
I
not
agree.
there. But if you're posting the latest fight from the gas
I agree.
station, what this celebrity said or venting about stuff we've heard for years, doesn't it take the same energy to go ahead and say, you know what? But everyone doesn't think the same way. And I'm going to go ahead and put myself out there too, because now that I'm getting into the business of needing support,
Right.
it made me reflect on myself, like, how do I support other people? So I have to be like, oh, darn.
And see, here's the thing with me. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I just think that I'm at a place that I'm the type of person that when it comes to people or friendships or, family or friends or mate or stuff like that, if you kind of see what I'm doing and you know where I could use help with, I don't want to tell you.
I don't want to tell you how to be a friend.
I really expect for you to understand that, because I also feel like a celebration is a celebration. If you could celebrate and post happy birthday to somebody, or you can put this up about somebody, you could put that. And guess what? Here's the other thing that I've learned in a conversation that I was talking to someone. Okay, when we talk about friendships, right? Me, I've always thought that, people you grew up with, people people you did certain things with, you're friends with them forever.
Wait, do we have an X? Like a big one?
Right.
I need an X.
Right.
Hit me with an X.
Right.
Where's the buzzer?
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my Aunt Judy. Shout out to everyone that's following Julie, DJ Keys. Shout out to everybody that's tuning into the Shady Talk Wednesday podcast. But
shout out to all the invisible people for me, because guess what? My phone is still acting stupid. That's what. Let me give y'all some advice.
Your page?
Don't go prepaid. Don't be cheap.
Okay.
And get out of a contract and say, I'm gonna say I'm frugal. I'm cheap.
Uh-huh.
I'm cheap.
Really?
I'm cheap. Can they hear me? I'm cheap. Good. I hope you could. I'm cheap. Mm-hmm. And I prepaid now, so I have to. And I ain't ashamed of it. So
right. I agree. What works for you, what works for you.
And it's been working for me for 7 years.
Okay.
Because I got out of a contract with a certain company.
Right.
But now it be doing me dirty when I'm away from home.
7 years is gonna do something different now. They gave you your spin. That's the beginning.
They was happy to get me at first. Now they're like, girl, bye. So
they give you all that. They let you see people, talk to people, reach out and touch. But once it come up to a certain, it's like getting a car. once you get a car, you buy it.
Come bring oil change. We change your tires. Now it's like her again.
And then the loan is almost done. As soon as you finish paying on it, or that last month, last year, the engine is going. Everything is so
sorry for anyone that loves me. Shout out to everyone that is watching, regardless of who you are. We definitely appreciate you. But I wanted to try to share, and it's just, my phone is just, if y'all want to buy me a phone, that's fine too. Hit T up, send the money to her account. She's a very trustworthy person. She will get me new service. I trust her. I trust her with a lot. I trust her. But getting back into it, like I was saying, getting in this business of needing support.
Right.
I have to remind myself, holy crap. It's time to post.
Right.
It's sort of like taking medication. I take my medication. But I'm okay with that. My heart means well.
Right.
I won't ever scroll past somebody I feel like I should even repost it. I'm like, oh, darn, I ain't reposted. It's no hate inside.
Right.
But it's sad that we live in that world.
Right.
And I don't like to give too much attention to the hate side of the world, because equally we're filled with a lot of love.
Right.
And it hurts when people that you're like, dang, I really expected them. Back to the expectations. I expected them out of all people. You know how you use that term? More. Out of all people, you. You couldn't do it. And what's so funny is people are like, I don't be all posting. If you buy something from me, not saying, saying. I'm not even gonna. Let's be real.
Okay.
If you buy something from me, I expect you to post it. You know why? Because when you go to a restaurant and this is your first time eating that fancy plate and you got whatever you eat, you post that.
I agree. And see, here's the thing. Like I said, I don't want to communicate with people and feel like I need to tell them those things. Because if you already know that when you do it elsewhere, what is stopping you from your celebration with your friend or somebody you be around or somebody you call, close to, And like I said, I get it. People are not on social media as much.
They get an excuse.
Those people. They definitely get an excuse.
They get an excuse.
And here's another thing that I feel like when it comes to things like that. I just don't want any friends that's telling me congratulations and happy birthday and stuff like that on social media. I'm not saying you can't. But if you my friend, you pick up the phone. You call me.
Right. Don't cut that. But
no, you call me.
I'm the devil's advocate with it, because that's kind of what the world has turned into.
Now, is that with your friend?
If you're a friend of mine, however, if we grew up tight-knit, if you just spoke to me last week.
Right.
You was just at my house.
Right.
I expect you to call me at 12 o'clock, because I have one very, 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 very faithful friend. Sheikah. Sheikah will call me. Miller, it's 12 o'clock. It's your birthday. And she teaches me how to be a friend, too.
Right.
So even when I forget certain things, she's one person who I have to remember.
Because guess what? I've also learned, too. Okay, let's take, for example, some people have friends that they feel like, oh, this is my good friend because on birthdays they celebrate together. Or just little certain occasions they buy each other stuff, you know. So I get it. Some people have certain type of friendships with people, but I feel like if you have a certain amount of friends, you need to learn each friend. If they're your friend, you need to learn which friend enjoys what, or what makes that friend happy. Like you said, Sheikah, when she calls you, she already know 12 o'clock. Y'all already have this going on.
Sheikah's planning my birth. Right now, we're in August, right? My birthday is not till June.
Right.
You could count on Sheikah January, February to be like, Miller, what are you doing for your birthday? And I don't really celebrate my birthday. I'm learning to be more into myself when it comes to things that are for me. God gave me June 11th for me. But when it comes to her, she's like, no. We're doing this, and we're going this place, and you know what you should wear? You should wear that top with these shoes, and we're going to leave at 7 o'clock.
But that's good friends, and that's why I say, yes, I do believe in expectations from certain people, especially when I know what I give or I do to you.
Treat me how you want to be treated.
But I have learned that people separate those relationships with certain friends. And like I said, I'm okay. Some people may feel like they have a different type of relationship that they built with somebody, because, you know, people do have that. But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to pour into your cup as a good friend, and I deal with the separation of what you would do for another friend that you wouldn't do for me. Because if we're friends, if we're friends, I'm not really going to take something away from you that I would do for my best friend. The title doesn't really hold a title. It holds one, but still, as my friend, I'm still not going to be like, oh, that's something that I'll go all out and do for my best friend.
Yeah, if you got a flat, oh, no, I'll go there for Tanya, but I ain't coming for Tina. I ain't, no.
Right. So, yes, I mean, to answer that question, I do feel like I am a type of person who feel that expectations is needed, especially when I give it. We don't have to give the same thing, but I feel like if you don't know how to share the same type of love in some type of way,
find a way to at least express that you deal with me. Some way, somehow.
And I've learned too, people are takers.
And they have no limits.
Right. And people have certain friends where they feel like, oh, I could get some of this and I could do some of this, and this person will do some of this for me more than this person to do, and then they'll lack, you know, they know the other friends that they have, what they will do and what they won't do. And that kind of thing, when I realize people have that kind of thing going on, that just draws me away from people. You know, because I feel like you kind of know what to do with certain friends.
Right. Because they'll borrow 20 from you and wait 3 weeks to pay you back.
Right.
But if they owe Joe Schmo, Joe Schmo don't play about his money. And they know this about Joe. And it's the same 20, and it's the same principle, but I bet you they're going to rush. They'll borrow it from you again to pay Joe Schmo.
And I feel like anybody who comes around me, they already know me. They know my personality. The thing that I'm learning with me is that I have to stop coming in so straightforward with people and gain relationships with people. See, I didn't know how to do that. You can't be you
with everyone, and that's the problem.
And that's what I have, and that's what I have.
The same lotion don't moisturize every skin, so you have to learn what's for you. But it's me speaking to myself vicariously through you. You have to kind of put certain baits out there and watch their response. You can make dinner at your house and you can see who's greedy by saying, you want more? And the person like, yeah, make me a plate and I got my bowl in my purse. Right then and there, don't open your generous heart and say, oh, I'll borrow some more noodles for you. You hungry? No. It's, this person is greedy. Damn, you ain't gonna leave nothing. But the division that we have, we see past it and we offer more. So you didn't set the boundaries. There's some people who don't have that emotional intelligence who are straight telling, we bringing out bowls. We ain't doing no seconds. Going back to my friend Sheikah, she'll tell you, you come to my gatherings, you coming here to get comfortable, not full. She'd straight tell you, your plate too big. You putting all that on, other people got to eat. But we don't have that. But sometimes you need it.
And here's the thing, too. I'm just at a point, first of all, I'm going to be 45 years old next month. Shout out to me, Mar.
You are so happy about this 45. She's happy.
Because you know what? I feel
you
like.
Look good, though.
Thank you. I feel like.
I ain't going to do what Kevin Hart did and be like, damn. No, you look good. You look good. You do.
Thank you. I just feel like now that I'm coming into my 45-ish self, there's just a lot of things that I just feel like I don't want to deal with.
And you don't have to.
Right. And see, before I didn't know that.
Don't you wish you would have caught it sooner?
Oh, gosh. Because now my patience is just very short. And I feel like I'm the type of person that now when my patience get very short, I don't want to communicate about it because I feel like you should already know.
Well,
Which is not a good thing
it's not.
all the time.
It's not.
But that's why I'm to a place that I just don't want to surround myself with people that I have to. Because I feel like, I know I'm not perfect, but I do feel like when I come to people as who I am as a person, you know, I give people my best self. You know, I introduce myself. You know, I'm very giving. And one thing I can't deal with is that if I give you something, don't still be a savage about it. I'm going to give it. It's giving to you.
You know what I discovered about people recently? They'll hold you accountable secretly for something that they heard you do, something about you. So they'll come and they'll take all your good fruits. But you don't deserve a certain thing because I heard she told me that she's such and such and such and such. So they'll just be taking the good side of you. Like, oh, I'm just going to use the good side of her, but I don't got to give her nothing back because she ain't.
And see, that's the thing that people don't understand, that you can sense and tell that kind of energy, you know, because that's just like the quote. It's not, what's the quote when they say, what's that quote? Basically, like when people talk it, but they don't really
They don't
show
practice
it.
what they preach.
Yeah.
Of
So,
course.
and I think
you got to watch how people. I'm going to cut you off, but you
No,
get
go ahead.
excited. You got to watch how people treat other people that they say they love too.
That's another thing.
If a person, I was just taught too. If a person don't take care of their kids or respect their mama, don't expect nothing from them. Shame on
agree.
you. So you got to start looking at relationships that they've had before you came along.
I agree.
And I'm not trusting nobody that come with all these bad stories no more.
Right.
Yeah, the people at my job, I can't stand them. You know what? My neighbor, she get on my nerves. You know, a person's coming to you with this always someone else, it's really gonna make me look into now the new me, because I wasn't always like this. I'm a sucker too. So it's two lollipops speaking to each other.
Right.
We're both suckers.
Pretty much.
But you have to start looking at what was the relationship with people who are important to you. What do I expect from you?
Right.
And the more you think you're going to love a person, you think you're going to love the hell out of them, you're not. You're just setting yourself up for more of a, she's a sponge. I'm going to take it because you're weak. No more. Put your muscles up. No, you're weak. You're strong now. You're strong now. No, I'm not. I'm still weak.
Did you really just do your muscles like that? Oh my God.
You know,
Look at me.
You know when kids get...
They get mad. That's on my grandson.
You think you're doing something, but I bet you don't play with them.
Like, Josiah, calm down.
And you're a grandma.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You became a
about
grandma
that
at a good
too.
age, though.
Yes. Oh, my grandson. That's my boo. That's my boo.
He runs you.
Yeah, he runs me.
He runs you.
Yes, he did. We just came back from vacation together. He runs me. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. But
that's a good thing.
yeah, you know, I don't know. It's just, I just think now social media has broken up a lot of things. Oh, but back to what I was saying about friendship and thinking that friendship still, you know, goes a long way. I've learned that, you know, people are just in your life for seasons.
Of course.
And I've also learned that there's no beef or no animosity with people, but I just think we outgrow each other as people. So I have just learned to understand, to accept that, you know, it's okay just to be cordial. It's okay with some of that to understand, not to think to have expectations from those lost memories or those people who, you know, you don't kind of connect with, you know, on a ongoing basics anymore. So that's why when I was speaking on expectations, I only speak on that with people that I feel that you're close to, or people who call you your friend or your family or your mate.
With that, I'm going to take the mate part out of it. We'll go back to that because that's when you take something, you got to share it together. With family, I know from experience, every family member is not going to feel the obligation or feel the need to have to come to your beck and call.
I agree.
But everything in life to me is full circle, that whatever I give you, I really expect the same. If you had a flat tire and you called me at 3 a.m.
Right.
and I get up out of my bed,
Right.
you owe me a flat tire. You owe me a tow. You owe me a pickup from the mall when you owe me that.
You owe me a favor.
And I'm sorry. Shame
I
on
agree.
me if and if I call you and I tell you like, can you pick me up? And you say no, and then you make me feel like, girl, you called me at 3 in the morning. Am I wrong if I remind you like, I thought that's what we're building.
Right.
So that's the thing. When I don't do for everybody.
Right.
I love charity. That's the only time I don't expect anything. And who I expect it from is God.
Right.
Not saying I'm going like, Lord, I just donated last week. Where's my blessing?
Right.
But I already know that's an exchange between me and the Father God. Like, if I put something out, He gonna look me out.
Right.
I don't know what to look for. It's like a Christmas gift for Him. Like, ooh, I'm excited. And not every person I give $1 to at the corner.
Right. I agree.
But when just off impulse, if I'm going to do a good deed, I already know that's me and the big homie. He gonna sort me out.
Right.
But if I'm really coming, giving you money when you broke, helping you pay your rent, he done beat you up, I'm coming to pick you up from the side of the road.
Putting you on.
Anything. If I give you something that you're able to flourish off of.
Right.
If I call you and say, even with couponing, I used to coupon, and I tell people, yeah, it's a sale right now at ShopRite. You could get the tie for $1.07. If I invited you into that world.
Right.
The next sale, if I see you posting a bunch of Tide and Gain on your page, I'm going to feel some type of way.
I agree.
Because I be looking you out. I call you and tell you when you could cash out and use your coupon.
Right.
Because, and not to say I'm just out here doing stuff and hoping everybody gives it back, but that's called establishment.
Right.
That's establishing relationships.
I agree.
Everything is a give and take.
Right.
And some people will take more from you and be okay with giving nothing.
Right. Or giving the minimum.
Sometimes a minimum is nothing to me.
I agree.
If you've given a lot.
And here's my thing too. I don't always look for people, oh, you got to do this because I did this for you. But I do expect that if I have done things for you, that you do know how to come back around that circle.
If we in the same field,
Absolutely.
You ain't that slow when you don't know.
But see, that's why I said you always have to pay attention to how people treat you. Because with that kind of situation that you just talked about, you see where people get sluggish or just
they'll put you in a category to let you know exactly where you stand in their life.
Yeah.
And sometimes shame on us for walking to the front saying, excuse me,
Right.
did you see me? No, you was in the back where I told you you
Right.
should be standing, so why are you walking up here expecting anymore?
Yeah.
But it's all about investment of time too.
Right.
How many times you got to get slapped around and know like, hey, this really ain't it. They don't really care.
But that's why I said, you know what? I just think that I'm at a point in my life, and I'm happy here where I'm at. But I just had to switch it up a little bit because, first of all, with so much stuff that I'm doing, I can't deal with draining energy. I can't deal with trying to tell people what they should be doing or how they should treat somebody or, because people have this thing too, especially now with me getting into business, I think people feel like, oh, I guess she's mad because I'm not buying nothing from her. No. Absolutely. First of all, I will never get mad if anybody is not buying something or support me because I'm not missing in those areas.
Right.
So those
but
areas
it would feel
are
good
not
to have the
going
love because you'll continue to love on them.
Right. My thing is that don't look for expectations from me that I give to you just as a friend or as a person, and you're sluggish with them with me.
Some people are bold with it, though.
Very bold.
They know that they won't give anything.
Very bold.
But they'll call you out and they're like, hey, girl, what you doing? Do you got da-da-da-da-da? And you got to look at the phone sometimes like, did you just call me? When you couldn't even, nothing for me. I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers.
Yeah.
But shame on us.
Shame on us.
For not getting it, though. And you know what I'm learning, too? And I learned this from another friend of mine. Same friend. It's okay to text a person and let them know, listen, we've outgrown each other. It creates that anxiety, that separation, because it's like, you know what? But it's a tug of war either way. If you hold on to this relationship, it gives you anxiety.
Right.
It upsets you. It disappoints you. It hurts your little feelings. But if you just cut that off and let them know where we're standing going forward, hey, this hurt me. that bothered me. And if they don't respond in a positive way to say, I'm so sorry you felt that way. I didn't know I was overlooking you. I want to be a better friend to you. You know what? Going forward, being that I'm just not that type of person, remind me. Reach out. I'm sorry. But if a person response is negative, oh, you're bugging. I ain't like that. I always, you can act such and such.
And see, those type of people I'm not going to communicate with.
Good.
Those are the type of people I will not
give me a round of
communicate.
applause here. Give me a round of applause. You're halfway through the battle.
I'm not going to communicate with nobody that already know is going to speak like that and talk like that and think like that.
So you're protecting yourself from those people.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But then we talked about entitlement.
Okay, get to it.
Some people are raised in an entitled way. So before we go out here giving your love and self to people, you really got to see how people was raised.
Right.
You got to know what they come from. If a person felt like they was missing anything as a child, when they get their hands on a scrap or a crumb, they taking the plate. So you got to realize that. Or if a person was raised giving
and that
everything,
I can't deal with.
Yeah.
And that is entitlement behavior
Yeah.
because I have seen people that will still want to take off of a plate that somebody gave to them like they're entitled.
Yeah. And if a person that was raised with everything, oh, my mother gave me the finest. My dad was there. Oh, I didn't eat Fruity-O rings. What do you mean? I ate Fruit Loops my whole life. There's that sense of entitlement of, I'm obligated to, you're supposed to do this for me.
Right.
This is what I'm supposed to get. Or, you know my struggle, don't do me like that. I can't stand a you know my struggle person.
Like we all ain't had one.
We all had one. And that's why the struggle that I came from, and when I say support me, that's so we all could come up. Because I'm going to give that equal love back to you.
Absolutely. And I don't see no problem with it. I don't see no problem. Like I said, I'm the type of person that if I see you doing something, and especially if you my friend, I want to figure out what are ways that I can help you.
Right.
I don't know. Like I said, to me, if you're my friend, I feel obligated to do that.
You're
Because
just
I
designed
want to.
different.
So now I'm learning the circle that I want around me is that I want people that we all feel some type of obligation, not entitlement, but some type of obligation to have that full support with one another somewhere, somehow.
Yeah. I have a friend like that. And once again, who is it? It's Sheikah.
Well, guess what?
The option is never no.
My best friend is down in Atlanta. And for my best friend to be down in Atlanta, the way we communicate, the way we talk, the conversations that we have. I just went down to see my son. And even with my best friend knowing that I was coming down here, shout out to you, Judy. I love you. Shout out to my bestie in Atlanta. Shout out to my son, his grandmother, my sister, my niece.
Oh, we giving shout outs. My mom made it. My mom here. Yeah, shout out to everybody. Wait, we gotta shout out the brand though. Can we shout out the brand? This is Gaia.
Give it your all, Gaia.
So everybody be like, oh, what does it mean? It's give it your all. Shout out to my mother. That's my biggest supporter.
I'm glad you told me that because I actually didn't know what Gaia stand for.
Yeah, give it your all.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah, so it's more of a full scope of not just athletic, but just give it your all.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, so.
And here's
Gaia.
the thing with your guy. I want to exercise.
Me too. And I don't. In the beginning, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going. Then I thought about, like, he don't show up to my job and help me lift boxes. That's his job. I'm not going to his job and do nothing. My knees hurting. No. I've been Big Drip my whole life. Now I go by Big Drip. You know what I'm saying?
Did you say Big Drip?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, give me some water on it. Yeah, Big Drip. You know what I'm saying? That's what I go as now.
Right.
But
I got you, homie.
I'm definitely always gonna support him, whether near or far. But it's tiring.
Now, do you feel obligated?
I do.
Yes.
Because guess what? He does it for me.
Right.
And he's more of a supporter and poster sometimes than I am.
Right.
He put me on my game.
But guess what? And it's okay to have the opposite. But as long as you can feel that connection.
Right.
That's all you need to feel from people, that there is a connection to understand what you have going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He kind of taught me what support is, because his support is kind of different. Not getting into him on that, but he'll post or support somebody doing the same thing that he's doing.
Right.
And other people will look in and be like, "Yeah, you really gonna post somebody doing the same thing you doing?"
So
I've seen bread sell out on the shelves all the time.
absolutely.
There's enough for everybody.
But you know what? I also think too. Sometimes with people on social media, I think some people have this thing about this their page. And honestly, I mean, no shade, but shade. I just feel like social media was somewhat of a platform for people to feel like, oh, I got attention. See, somebody like me, I feel like I was who I was before social media. Period.
And I'm that off of there too.
So it's like, but I do believe that that's what some people believe, even when it comes to posting. Like, no, I'm not going to put that on my page because that's going to take the attention. Yeah, that's going to take the attention off of the last post I put up. If I put that up there, you know. So you know, you
know what's so funny too? Somebody, another friend of mine, read something that was on somebody's page that said, "Congratulate me on my page under the comments. Don't come in my inbox.
Right.
Let the people that you talk about me in front of see
they're not
how you feel about me." So it's that too.
Yeah.
It's that too. It's like, oh, she posted her. She was just talking about it, which we all talk about each other. Cool.
Right.
I talk about people like my old boss used to say. Shout out to Nicole Sims if you're watching. My boss used to say, I talk about people because I ain't shit. Very, very true. And that's just it. But some people don't have that sense of, yeah, I said it and I'm still going to show love.
Absolutely.
And I'm still learning as the days go on to show love. Although I have it in my heart, I've never been really on the business side of things.
Right.
But you need people to need you, and you need them. It's an exchange.
Because guess what? Like I said, you may be the friend that feels like, okay, you're just coming into business, so you need the support. I want to be the friend to show you that. I may be the friend that's in business, and I feel like I need the support. You may be the friend who got the house. You may be the friend who got the dog. You may be a celebration is a celebration.
Right.
I'm a clap regardless, whatever we got going on. You know what I'm saying? You're not
taking
taking
crabs
away.
in the barrel thing, though.
Yeah, it's the crabs in the barrel thing, and I just feel like don't be a crab in the barrel. And
it's sad. It's very, very sad. That's where we live. That's where we come from too. You know, but you think it's sometimes showing a certain love or being a certain person will.
And being so openly giving. That's another thing, too, that I've learned about me. I'm too openly giving to people. And I had to learn that, you know, you can't just do that with people. Because are they going to be openly giving to you? When it's your turn, when you need it? No. Of course not.
It was so funny about how I used to think, too. I came from I've had different phases, I would say, of my life, of what I expect from people. So... You know, you're vulnerable at one stage in your life. When you're coming up, you're kind of vulnerable in your teens. And no, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't say that. And then you get your little heart broken, somebody steal from you, they hurt you. Then it turns into, I expect everybody to do me wrong. Now you don't trust anybody. That's where the trust issues come in. And then you get back to where someone wins you back over. And you're like, you know what? I'm good. You know, everybody's fine. Then it happens again. So now I'm still on the fence. When I meet a person, I'm kind of skeptical. Like, I wanna expect you to, but then I don't even really expect you to do anything because you don't really know me. But just out of morals, being a good person.
That's it, morals.
And I'm gonna be a good person to you.
Right.
I want you to reciprocate it.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
But
it doesn't always flow that way.
So with a stranger, there's not much I expect from you, but to say excuse me, thank you if I hold the door, if you step on my foot, pardon me. So, and when some people become like, oh, I don't expect nothing in life. Yes, you do. Why do you check the mailbox?
Absolutely.
Because you're expecting a letter. And now going into the mate and the relationship side of it, because someone once told me, oh, love without expectations. Yeah, let's take a moment of silence for that.
It's impossible.
Love without expectations. So people have said, oh, I don't love nobody and expect nothing. So when they break your heart and you crying, I didn't expect him. I didn't expect her to do that.
Then what?
What did you expect, though? There's an expectation. Right. If I show up to your party as a friend with wine and balloons, girl, you better call me. You better call me and tell me I couldn't make it to your party because...
Right.
Or I'm on my way.
Right.
Or I'm going to be late.
Right.
Or...
And call me. Text me. Don't tell me that stuff on Facebook. Don't tell me that stuff on Facebook. Because to me, giving me messages about what you couldn't do and how you couldn't do it on Facebook, that's not a friend.
Yeah. And if you want to go on Facebook, can you make a personal post for me? Can you not say hello, happy birthday when I know you my whole life under someone else's? Let's get into that. When people indirectly are direct with you.
Right.
You could talk to me. But
What
maybe
happened?
maybe we're the ones with the expectations.
Pretty much.
We need help. We need help. Maybe it's us though, but we give it though. Maybe people shouldn't.
But that's why I think because we give it so naturally. So sometimes they just get a little confused when it doesn't come back naturally. It's always the natural stuff for me.
Right.
To people, how people do things. It's always the regular, genuine things, how people do things. I don't ever want anybody to think that if I did something for them, they need to do this back for me.
That's the thing. We're not saying that.
Right.
Let's make it clear.
Right.
I'm not saying I gave you 20. Next week I'm calling you for
Right.
20 because I want tit for tat. No, we're
Right.
not saying that.
Right.
But don't be so comfortable with taking
with taking. Go ahead.
and then not feeling an obligation to give.
Right.
Don't. I don't understand.
Because
people.
guess what?
Get some help.
Just see your therapist.
Because guess what? There's anything you can do even as for a friend. Even if you can't show up physical. I'm the type of person, if I can't be there physically for you, I at least want to be able to send you something, monetary or, just I want to send you something to show
Right.
you that I cared. Even though I couldn't make it, I couldn't do it, I couldn't give. I don't care if you having a backyard cookout. I'm going to say, hey, you want me to make some pasta salad? You want me to give you $50 towards
Right.
the chicken or whatever? I'm never going to make somebody feel like something that I feel like is major to them that I'm just blanked out of knowing what to do as appreciation.
You have takers.
Right.
You have givers.
I agree.
So you got to be. We fall in the category of the givers.
I agree.
I'm really not comfortable. There's this like my conscience comes alive, and I'm like, dang, I have to do such and such for such and such because they've done so much for me.
Especially when you know that. And guess what? If I'm eating off of your plate, I feel an expectation to do for you.
But
I
we're
do.
now, if you're eating with me,
Right.
off of me, from me, we're now
Look at my
teammates. Ooh.
I think because I'm
But
thirsty.
mind you, you had 2 ounces in your cup. Let's get into you didn't have anything. Let's get into the fact that the bottle starts a
Look,
little bit under the rim of the little white aluminum. You didn't have much. That's a shot of wine.
That's because it's not really cold. I know. I'm a Virgo. What do you know about Virgos?
You guys are very, very hopeful. From what I read, I'm not really into zodiacs too much anymore. I dip and dab. I read, and I mostly read my sign or my man's because I be trying to see what's going on here. Are we compatible? Yeah. What am I feeling? But you guys are you're lovers. And that's the problem. You're over lovers, and you're so hopeful for the world to change.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna change. Tomorrow will be
Well, you're
better.
gonna be a better person.
Tomorrow will be better. No, it's gonna be worse. No, it's gonna be worse. Just because that's what your expectation is. So now we know the expectations go both ways, right? It goes both ways. But I'm a Gemini, and sometimes what I read about them, I'm it. Lately, I've been feeling like I'm it.
You know what? I've heard a lot of things about Geminis, but my daughter is a Gemini, and
Just leave her alone when she don't want to be bothered.
That's it.
Dad,
That's it. My best friend is a Gemini.
leave her alone.
That's it.
She don't have to like you every 24 of the
That's it.
hours of the day.
That's it. Shout out to my baby girl, Tiana. I love you.
Shout out to my other personalities. I love you. There's the many
Well, guess
of
what?
us.
I want you to get into telling us a little, because we did all the expectations, and we covered
There's
that.
something else gonna pop in my mind because I'm crazy. It's gonna come up. But
we just
I'm
wanted
gonna
to
drink
do-
more of my
we
drink.
just was here to do like a little round table talk.
Just to
Mary
catch
Jane,
up.
yeah,
Just to
Mary
catch up.
Jane used to be my co-host, and every time we communicated about something, we always talked
just
about
vibe.
real reality stuff. That's what I love
and
about
I
our
respect your
communication.
views.
Yes.
I respect your views.
Yes, we always can relate. We always can, and that's another thing. that I love to be around people, that we can vibe,
Where
we
it's
can
no
relate,
pressure.
we can connect.
The energy
Right.
is not an assignment.
Right.
I don't feel like even being here with you, just to give people who may not be here, just to see the vibe and the ambiance in the room, to tell them you have this sense about you that's it's very easy to be around you.
Yeah.
So soothing. It's not cold, like, you know.
Right.
And with some people, you ever just feel like it's a job.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
you ever have to prepare yourself to be around somebody, like you put on your shoes, oh, now I gotta deal with her with this,
And that's why I
deal with
feel
him
like
with
I
that.
don't like when people make it so difficult for me, because I'm not a job to be around.
You're not.
I'm really
because
not.
some people, okay, the expectations they have for themselves is rough. And
Right.
they can't meet your simple expectations of being a decent person.
Absolutely.
Now we back to expectations.
Absolutely.
They know that you're going to expect them to be real. You're going to
Right.
expect them to be funny. You're going to expect them to be open, honest. Let's be free.
Yeah.
And everybody don't have that
I
spirit.
agree.
Some people want to be grumpy. They want to be nasty. They want to be just negative. And you know what your positive spirit does? Your positive spirit expects them to come in and let's have some respect for each other. When we walk in here, girl, when you walk in before them, you like, hey, everybody. They all mad, like, come on, she all speaking. You know, but you expect that from, girl, come in here. We're going to have us a good time.
What's wrong?
I'm tired of coaching people before I go in the room.
Right.
Too. I expect you to know how to conduct yourself. And
Absolutely.
We're going to an open setting, say hello generally, and go sit your behind down.
I agree.
Just go sit down. But expectations can go on and on and on.
Absolutely.
And I can go on forever.
Absolutely. But I want you to tell us a little bit about your business, because you know I'm so for what's going on. What's going on with Drea?
Well,
and we can get into Gaia. Is it Gaia?
It's Gaia, yes.
Okay,
Gaia.
give it to us.
your
Let
all.
us know.
Well, as far as me, sometimes you put those thoughts out there into the universe. You speak to God and say, I want to do something.
Right.
And I was at my job for I'm gonna be very transparent. Anybody knows me knows I don't care. You know, ain't nothing you can't research. I was at my job for a long time, and like anyone else, I lost my position there at my job after almost 15 years.
Okay.
So I'm like, I gotta tap into something that I want to do. But when my man first launched Gaia, I'm like, we just gonna wear just the brand. So it started me being a creator, coming up with logos and things like that,
Right.
which opened doors for me to become what I am today,
Right.
just a creator.
Okay.
So it went beyond just
Yes.
perfecting the craft. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It went from
I
just
like.
designing and sketching to, you know what he's doing is what he's doing. I love it, but now I have to go and I have to do something for me too. Because once I'm done with his side of the business, I want my own too.
But the dope part about it is you are able to help him with his side of the business.
Yeah.
I love that.
We help each other because
That's the
he'll take my
connection.
stuff and advertise it, and it goes hand in hand. So
Yes.
two different sides of the business, but he needs me on my side too, just like I need him.
Right.
Because I get to practice for him, and I get to speak to different people and go to different shops and learn different prints and stuff. But yeah, now I'm just into creating,
Right.
and I've always been a creative person, but which a lot of people working the 9 to 5 can relate to. You're so obligated.
Right.
The expectation of your job is to bring your ass to work every
Right.
day. So for so many years, being expected to be there, because we on expectations. That's the word of the night. I didn't have time or a vision to do anything else.
Right.
So once I lost the job, I was really just forced to kind of tap into who I was. And that's what it led me to do. It started from
sometimes, I
one
guess-
machine to another to another.
I guess sometimes too, with you losing your job, sometimes that's the reason for you to tap into.
It's a gain.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say wholeheartedly, my life has been better. And I'm not going to speak against the company because I don't want to down them at all.
Right.
But since I left that company, and everyone knows who they are.
Right.
Let's see. I got them.
Okay.
They're going to get what they deserve. No, I'm just kidding. But my life has been better. And I'm really learning that losing sometimes will bring gain into your life.
Absolutely.
I used to be afraid to like step out, be like, and I used to envision myself doing so much more. And I'm like, when would I have the time? How would I have the time if I'm working 6 to 3? Then I have to do house duties. When am I gonna have the time to do anything? And I had all these creative thoughts in my head, but I'm like, where and when and how am I gonna do it?
Oh yeah, believe me, I know. Starting a business, getting into it, it's a lot of work, and that's too the reason why I had to cut back on some of the things, because I feel like I'm trying to build an empire, and I don't want to get distracted. If it's not going to be people that I could build with, I feel like I could team up with, or just have decent conversations with, to understand where I'm at, what I'm doing. I mean, right now I just really don't have the time for
Yeah,
it.
and that's okay though.
yeah,
I had
it's
to
okay.
lock in the only people I really surrounded myself around, and shout out to my family, my support system, my family internally. I'm so grateful
Yes.
because we all live in one family house. I'm on one side,
And I must say,
they're
my
on the
family
other.
my family is a very great supportive family. My boo is a great supporter. Shout out to DJ Keys. Shout out to all my supporters. I mean,
It's important to
somebody-
have a support
somebody
system.
inboxed me today and said that they was on a plane and they seen somebody rocking NSVS.
When
Oh,
you
I
see
was
your
like,
stuff, doesn't it just make you like, I made that, that's mine.
Oh my
Like,
God.
but it's a beautiful, but you're humble about it
Right,
too.
definitely. I'm always gonna stay humble.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna stay humble. Because I know with what I put in, with what I'm doing, it was something I wanted to do. It wasn't imitated. It wasn't copied. It wasn't because
Right.
of somebody
Right.
else. It's about me. It's about my brand. I started that, the No Shade But Shade thing when I first started my videos, and that was kind of like my caption there, because I
Right.
believe in No Shade But Shade. I believe in keeping it real.
And you've been so consistent.
Yes.
So in coming here today, being able to see the Shady Shop, it's dope.
Thank you.
I just love it. And
Thank you.
this is another thing for me to kind of look up to and be inspired by you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we come from the same place. Not from the same neighborhood, but from
Right.
the same slum, the same
Right.
gutter. We from the
Right.
same thing.
And that's why I respect it.
Yeah.
And that's why with you coming out here and doing what you need to do, that's why I said I feel obligated to help support
Right,
you. I
right,
get it.
right.
I get where we come from. I get how, we trying to make it, we trying to do it. And I mean, no shade to no other nationality, but we black.
And it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard for us.
But we not to say we owe ourselves anything, but
Right.
we do.
Right.
We owe ourselves that thought and that action and say, you know
Right.
what, I can rise above what we come
Absolutely.
from.
Absolutely.
And you got a lot going on. You're doing a lot. We're
Right.
first of all, we're sitting here on the show. I don't know if people got the memo, but I ask people not to call me. This is my brother. Brother, if you're watching, don't call me back. But yeah, ding to you. Thank you. You got the show going on. You got the shop. You live a regular life. You're a grandmother. You're a mother. You got a lot going on.
I
so
work 9 to 5.
you wanna surround yourself around people. And I had this conversation with somebody else today too. When you surround yourself around someone who's doing something that you may want to do, you get inspired together. You feed off each other.
I agree.
I don't just take your inspiration and go off on my own. If I have a friend that signed up for school, which she did, and it motivated me to sign back up for school.
Absolutely. And I feel like that. Anything that I feel like anybody I'm surrounded by, I want to feel motivated about what they're doing. I don't care what it is.
And if you go do what I'm doing, that's cool. Our customers are not going
Right.
to be the same. That's
Absolutely.
fine. If someone, and I have people that reach out to me that I inbox and we talk about printing and creating. I don't really feel intimidated by them. Now, some, don't get me wrong, I feel the coldness. I ain't gonna sit here and be the positive Patty now. We're gonna cut that mic off.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here and be the positive Patty saying,
Right.
oh, everybody that I converse with about the field that I'm in
Right.
now is love. No, it's
Right.
not.
Absolutely.
I really can wholeheartedly say I'm not intimidated by another person
Right.
doing something I may be doing.
Right.
But let's keep that vibe going. If
Absolutely.
you started off on a we feeding off each other basis, continue to eat with each other.
Right. Absolutely.
Don't cut me off and be secretive in the area where you think, oh, I came up with this first, so I got to get out of her way. And
Because
Let's eat.
those are people I feel like when they are able to come in your space or do things that you're doing, they come in a bogart. So they don't know how to just maintain a regular
Right.
kind of relationship with you.
Yeah,
You know
they
what I'm
take it
saying?
as the
'Cause
first
it's
day
like,
on the job. I'm
right,
learning
it's
now. I can
like-
be on my own. But you live and you learn. Though.
Absolutely,
You live and you
absolutely.
learn. But I'm so not intimidated by anything that someone else is doing.
I agree.
That's your lane, and I'm a humble wholehearted believer, and someone said this in my comments today, what's for you will be for you.
Absolutely.
And if you don't get it or you lose it, it was never yours.
Absolutely.
I'm so cool with that.
Absolutely.
Because I love a lot of clothes in your shop. But guess what? Everything ain't for me.
Absolutely.
So now when somebody come and get their 2-piece that I was playing about, I was like, oh, this was my goal. I can't get mad at her because she got the 2-piece and I didn't.
Absolutely.
It wasn't for me. But I'm not going to get mad at you because you sold it.
Right. Absolutely. But we're going to get into that, though. Gaia going to get you into that. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. No, I quit.
Okay.
Let's retract that. I quit.
Okay.
He know I did.
Okay.
You know, some days I feel like I want to, but some things are not for everybody.
I agree.
Like I just said, what's for you will be for you.
Absolutely.
You know, and I haven't prioritized my time. Some may say it's excuses. I haven't prioritized. It's not a priority for me.
I get it,
just
because
yet.
guess what? I was out of order. I'm still a little out of order, but I'm getting in order.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
getting in
there.
order.
I was there. Y'all seen the videos. I was there.
Yeah, I
was
seen
doing
them.
burpees.
I was like,
I
look
was
at
doing
Trey.
everything but a split. But then I said, let me let this man do his job. This is his job.
Yeah.
See, they don't understand. With us living in the same house, this is this man's job. Don't get me wrong. He's still on my neck and on my back about what are you doing?
Right.
You're gonna do this today. I'm not doing nothing today.
That's the hardest part.
I'm gonna do my job. You're gonna come in here and get on this machine and work. Okay, well, go to work and do your job, and I'm gonna stay home and do mine. And I'm cool with that. One day, you know, nobody listens to anybody but the doctor. When the doctor says, like, you need to, then Gaia will be mine again. I'll be back in the building. Till then, I have things that I have to.
Shout out to Gaia.
Shout out to Gaia Fitness, bro. He's
right.
such a motivator.
He is. I can tell by his post.
It pisses me off because he seriously be go, and days where I didn't feel like being bothered, I'm like, shut up. But he meant well. He meant well. What is it to have a mate in your life if they're doing something that's good, they don't want to bring you along?
Absolutely.
So he pushes me every day to come back.
Absolutely.
I just refuse. I'm tired. I lost my job. I want to be home being creative.
Okay.
My brain is working out. And that's enough.
That works. So before we end the show, I would like to announce some good news.
What's going on? Can I do a drum roll?
My website is available. Yes.
That was a W for website, by the way.
Shout out to Shop Shady. Listen, you guys do not have to DM me, inbox me. I don't have to go crazy no more. Shout out to my boo who got
Shop
my
from your living room.
website together.
Shop from the comfort of your home.
Yes, no shade but shade.com. It's dropping right now. Link to the website. Check it out. See what you want. Get what you want. I just want to give everybody a shout out who has been supporting me along the way, who has been shopping with me. My boo, she heard me always complaining about, people keep asking me, do I got a website? They keep asking me, do I got a website?
And now you got one. Boom.
Right. And it's so dope. It's so dope. Shout out to Keys, my boo-boo, who definitely put the website together for me to help relieve some stress. And also, too, I have a lot of out-of-state supporters. So they always...
Isn't that so funny?
Oh, my God.
Support is overwhelming when it comes from places you didn't expect.
God, they so dope.
Yeah.
They
Shout
so
out
dope.
to anyone who's ever supported me, too. I love you guys.
Yes, they
I
so
love
dope.
it.
They so dope. But... also, too, you know what? I'm just blessed with supporters. So I don't even want to just shout out anybody indirectly. I just want to thank everybody who's been vibing with me at Shop Shady and just shopping. So now you guys, you can go to noshadebutshade.com and shop. And guess what, guys? There's a lot of things on a website that may be in stores and vice versa. There's a lot of things in the store that may be on the website.
There's some good stuff in there.
It's some good
There's
stuff.
definitely, she got a sale going on.
There's some good stuff. The shade is real.
There's a lot.
The shade is real.
And I feel the need to just say one thing before we go. When a person speaks of how they're not being supported, they're not crying about the lack of support. What they're trying to do is establish a relationship with you to say, support me, and I'm going to show you a whole nother world.
Absolutely.
Lovers only need a minimal amount of anything to flourish in that area.
Absolutely. And guess what? Like I tell people all the time, it ain't about buying.
No.
Tell a friend.
Stop by sometimes.
That's all.
I can't wait to give my brother, because I bought me a shady bib set for my shady new niece. 'Cause
Aw.
she's shady. She's shady.
Well, you know, Shady is out now.
She's a shady little baby. She
Yeah, Shady
is.
babies are definitely out.
And I hope they're watching. Your baby is shady. I love her.
Well, she has a Shady baby.
Yep.
So until then, thank you
you.
all for tuning in to Shady Talk Wednesday.
It's like the Get Your Purse music. Let's go.
Shout out to my special guest, Miss Mary Jane,
I'ma
who
be
came
back.
and joined. Yes,
I'ma be
come
back.
back. Come back, please. If you would like to be a guest on the show, you can email me at missnoshade@gmail.com, and you can be a part of my Shady
Joe.
Talk.
But you can't be too shady.
Or you might get raided. What is raided?
Oh, invaded.
Or you might get violated.
No, we don't. No.
Okay,
no,
okay.
No.
I can't rap. I can't rap.
Violated is something you don't do.
I'm going to stay in my lane. I'm going to stay in my
No.
lane.
No,
I'm going to stay in my lane with the jokes.
no.
Thank you all for tuning in.
No, we're not violating people. No. That's just not
I'm
gonna work.
sorry.
It's okay, but
I'm sorry.
you know it was good. Listen,
Yeah.
I hope